All right. I'm here with Imoti, Celebrant of Bounty. Pretty popular commander, at least from my experience. It's cool that you can just basically play a bunch of really expensive things, right? Six and up, and then ramp into them. And that's about it, right? You just cast this. It almost always hits a counter spell. I mean, a ramp spell. I get ahead of myself. It always hits a ramp spell. Don't play counter spells. And with that, if it does get countered, then you can recast it basically because it gives you additional mana every time you cast it, almost always, just like Golos. Where if Golos died, you're like, oh, okay, cool, I can just cast it the turn after because, I'm always ramping as I cast my commander. So it's just following me with my own curve, right? But yeah, what I was going to say about counterspells, I got ahead of myself. Don't play counterspells in your blue-green Cascade. Like, Cascade doesn't like counters. You don't really ever want to counter your Cascade spell unless it's maybe remand. And if it is remand, it's probably like only in stuff like Maelstrom Wanderer, where you cascade twice and you can remand Wanderer back to your hand and do it next turn, stuff like that. But I don't think this is the deck for that. Brainstorm is really good because you can put something on the top of your deck and then cascade into it for free. So that's always pretty neat, right? There's also a ton of shuffle effects when you're playing a bunch of ramp spells. So you can shuffle away poop. Some decks struggle to shuffle with Brainstorm, makes it a little bit worse, right? I'm playing Body of Research. I just like this card. I have the card and the token on paper in like super, super shiny foil. I just like it. The token it's scary, but it doesn't fly. It doesn't have trample. It doesn't have hexproof. It's just like a big token. No crazy card draw. Dang it. It's like the best card too. Come on. Oh, well, like I said, this is one of the worst big threats. It doesn't leave behind anything. It doesn't immediately impact the board. Oh. But it's a cool card. I like it, so I'm gonna try it for now. Anything standing out to me though? I'm not playing extra turn spells, which might belong in here, especially if you're willing to play Tamio. Might want room for extra turns. This would probably be the first card to take out for extra turns. I almost want to do it right now, but we're going to do that. We're going to keep this for now. I also like how this deck can probably actually hit something off of Vorniclix, which seems to be something a lot of my Vorniclix decks never really did. So it's pretty likely to hit something scary. Same with the World spell. This is like a weird summoning trap kind of thing. I would say Tooth and Nail, but it's not really Tooth and Nail. Non-saga permanent. There's a bunch of scary stuff I can hit with this, which is really cool. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't have Wilt in here either. I kind of like Wilt. Some sort of interaction beyond like just Primal Command might be nice, but again, you can't really play counter spells, so that whole window of interaction is out the window. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe ramping in this strategy is fast enough to actually, just overwhelm your opponent, and you can ignore what they're doing unless they're Ragavan or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's see how we do. Remember, I stream over on Twitch about 6 p.m. Eastern almost every day, but I don't stream for that long. But like, comment, subscribe, and here we go. All right, I don't know what my opponent's name is about, but it's an Atraxa player. It's an interesting name. Oh my goodness, it's a Llanowar Elves hand. Yeah, we keep this. I almost want to add Goose in this deck if I have enough, like, 3-mana ramp spells. Oh, nice. We drew something that also works when this, if this died. Alright, so spare my Llanowar Elves for one more turn. Please. Let me exploit it once more. Okay, well, that's pretty good. I want to do something... Yeah, no, we're just doing this. That was not a ramp spell. That is not... That's not good. Alright, I'm going to pick up Cultivate. I really wish I had a ramp spell. Oh, shucks. Yay. Oh, okay. Wait, no, this is actually really good because I didn't... Oh, get wrecked! I didn't even know it. I forgot. With Tamiyo in play, you can't sacrifice permanents, so they just killed their Liliana for nothing. I just poke it, it dies, and then... Oh, no. Ugh. And you know what's funny? It's like, of all the cards to hit, I hit Tamiyo instead of a ramp spell, and I was wanting to hit a ramp spell, and I ended up hitting something so good, it won me the game. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, I felt that one, dude. When that thing flickered red, I'm like, wait a minute. Ooh. Alright, well, not much commentary. Pretty straightforward game. Of course, I'm on the draw, so... Is that a Keenan? Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty good, I guess. Alright, but like I said, not much to say, just go back and forth. My opponent was on the play, so they get to untap with Imoti first. Again. I also don't actually have anything crazy in my hand. I can go get Primal Command, I guess. Yeah, I can get Primal Command. Oh, I have some other stuff. My opponent didn't just win the game outright, so I guess I have to get River's Rebuke at this point, right? I should probably get River's Rebuke. This looks real rough. Yeah, I don't think I have a choice. Yeah. If my opponent untaps with all that mana, I'm like Omega screwed. I think. Is there anything else I can do that feels good? Not really. No, I think I'm just poised into doing this. Whoa, it won? I didn't want to keep going. Little did my opponent know I had nothing in hand. Wow. So I bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I bounced 9 of their mana. They have 4 lands in play. They can go land, Imoti, hit maybe more ramp, but at that point... I mean, they are really behind. Like, really behind. But I didn't have anything. I literally had nothing. Wow, that is... This River's Rebuke has come in handy. That's really funny. Oh no, it's the mirror. Alright, so the mirror is like, there's not, it's just a coin flip. You just play spells and whoever played spells more wins. I don't know. There's not much to this. I think I'm way ahead if they don't have a Minidork. A turn 1 Minidork. I am on the draw, but still. I can play Sage next turn? I don't know if I should. Does that make sense? I feel like it does. They don't have an answer to it. I can cast Imoti like 6 times off of it. Oh, yeah, that's, I mean, that's it. You ignore each other, 2 ships passing in the night, and then whoever ramps faster wins, basically, and that's it. So it's not, there's not much, I don't even think there's really anything you could do, like, Mirror Breaker-esque card-wise. I don't know, but yeah, GG's. Come to bargain. Oh, it's Rocco. I like Rocco. I think there's a competitive VDH deck that's a Rocco, because it's like, you can tutor out some combo. I don't remember what it is. No, the other Rocco. The uncommon Rocco, not this one. I've never seen this one before. Am I keeping this? Fine. What does this do? Beginning of your end step. Cool. That's really cool. It's like it's almost, I mean, it is like a Naya group hug commander. That's really neat. Oh, where were you last turn? So toxic. Alright, so I want another blue. Doesn't really matter. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield? Oh, okay. So they can make a bunch of food tokens and poke me a bunch? My opponent is aware of Command Tower. Sure, I'll just play it. And I will play this, this. Okay, so we're way ahead mana-wise. Which, I mean, that always happens unless your opponent specifically has ramp. I think also all of their lands have entered tapped. All 3 of them. And no ramp spells. No card draw either. Very, very rough start, I'd say. This seems like something I'd love to do, but this is the problem with doing it, is you're falling behind really, really, really fast. Okay, cool. Maybe my opponent can draw out of this. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to go for Imoti right now. I can just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just play Seagate Restoration. Break the game in half. I could have played Gnawbone, but nah. If my opponent's giving me all this time, I will exploit it. Sure. I take 1, they look at the top. If it's a land, it goes to your hand. Otherwise, I believe they can mill it. It looks like it was a land. Another land that comes in tapped, too. Oof. Teething Wormlet. Okay. Alright, so let's play a big old dumb blocker. My opponent mana-tithed it. Alright, that's kind of unbelievable, but sure. I can't say I would ever have respected mana-tithe, but you got me. You definitely got me. Okay, that's also a problem. Alright, my opponent suddenly went from not really doing anything to becoming a really big deal. So let's start doing things. I will play one of these. Yeah, sure. Play one of my explosive vegetations. Alright, so now we just have to dodge Ulamog, and we can maybe win. I also don't have any good cascade spells. I can find one off of Solve the Equation, though. Okay, cool. Land, Mana Source, Skrelv, Mana Source. Okay. Is this every spell? Plays a land from exile or casts a spell from exile. Oh, it specifically casts spells from exile to get the food tokens. So Showdown of the Skulls was actually like giga nuts then. Yeah, Showdown might have been the best thing they could have hit there. Next to maybe like Light Up the Stage or something. That is one of the most insane things they could have had. That sucks. There's not too many cards that do this, right? Like at all, actually. Yep, that's an artifact. Well, that was really, really, really good. I can go to 1? I guess. Okay. I don't have anything like River's Rebuke. Not that that would really save me. You? Oh! Oh! What? Why did they scoop? What did they think I was going to tutor for? Okay, I'll take it. My opponent went from doing nothing to, like, going absolutely bananas, and then, just gave up. Okay, I mean, yeah, I think I was dead there, but they didn't give me the time to look through my deck. They didn't look at the spell I got. Maybe they thought I was gonna take some sort of degenerate combo? I don't know. Okay, is this the equipment guy? Attacks, it gets plus or number of equipped creatures you control. Okay, if there's enough equipment in this format to pull this off, let's see. It could just be, you know, red, white, kill you by turn 4 with just small creatures. And the equipment thing is, holistically irrelevant. Being on the play is a really big deal in this matchup, I think. I don't have anything crazy, but if I get to Kama, I am sitting pretty, probably. Okay, sure. Well, where were you last turn? Nowhere. Let's get rid of Forest. Alright, so the turn after next, I can play Kama. I'd like to be able to play it without playing Key, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Okay, that's a very, very good card here, especially when I'm wide open. Alright, let's see if I can't get rid of something. Guardian Project has been kind of questionable. It's just a bit slow is all. Well, Day of Judgment is really good. What do I get rid of? Probably Eureka Moment. Yeah. Forgot I hadn't actually played my land for the turn. That's funny. Alright, so if I get to untap with this key, I'm in an incredibly good position. Oh, they found an equipment. I don't think it can swing, though, right? How does this work? Okay, I guess it didn't matter. Another creature? Another creature? No Teferi's protection? Okay, sure. Alright, yeah. Okay, do I win instantly? No, I don't. Alright, they didn't scoop. I scammed them with the sweeper in my blue-green deck. I could have held on to the Incubation Druid. Yeah, but I don't think it matters. But like I said, once I get to Kama, it's just GG. But I was almost dead if I didn't specifically scam them with a sweeper out of Key of the Archive. But I think I might have still lived. Kama is a serious blocker, right? This does have trample, and this is a double striking equipment, but yeah, alright. Maelstrom Wanderer, so it's not really something you expect to play against on paper. At least in my opinion. Imoti is different enough. I mean, you can play Imoti in Maelstrom Wanderer, right? But I think Imoti as a deck is different enough because giving your spells Cascade is different than just having one card that gives double Cascade all the time. Though giving your creatures haste does mean Maelstrom Wanderer can just blast your opponent and kill them. Although that's not typical. You have to get pretty... You have to high roll pretty high, I think. Or have a serious board state. I don't know. I don't know what Maelstrom Wanderer looks like these days. It's probably degenerate. Nope. We have our Prey Upon weird Spell Pierce card that I've been kind of unimpressed with. I need a board presence to have this do something. If I'm going to cascade into it. Well, that's one way to ramp, is just to unramp your opponent. And I did not have my goofy Spell Pierce, which would have been surprisingly good there. Alright. I'm not going to prey upon a 0/1 plant token. Unless my opponent, like, polymorphs it. Eldritch Evolutions it, though I don't think they can do that. Okay. Well, this is why I detest tap lands. Like, a lot. So much so I could probably take this out. We're never really color screwed, so... I really just don't feel like I need to play stuff like this in my deck. It's just uncommon to be color screwed, and when this happens, it's like horrendously bad. Well, they don't have too many fetch lands, I don't think. There's like 4 effective copies of this. There's like the Jund one, this one, Terramorphic Expanse. They can't... I don't think the Esper one hits anything. Yeah. Okay, so... I think I go for this instead of Gargaroth. Oh, wow. Conduit of Worlds. Okay, well... That's pretty cool. I can exile... Wait, can I do anything out of my graveyard? No. I can exile my Arcane Signet and make a token of it. That's pretty neat. Oh yeah, Gitrog Monster, you don't get to use the mana off the land you sacrifice. That's right. I tried to make this in paper, but I just missed being Sultai, and then I went with Meldrotha. I don't really need Imoti to live. Oh, there's the Jund one I was talking about, so they've had 2 of them so far. There's Fabled Passage as well, but not too many fetch lands in this format. There's no, like, dual-colored fetch lands or anything like that. Nothing too spicy. If they kill Tamiyo, I can just cheese it back into play with my Conduit. So dealing with my permanents isn't as exciting when I have, you know, Conduit. What is this? Not Assassin's Trophy. They can have Casualties of War. Alright, they can't have it anymore. Casualties of War would be, actually be kind of insane here, wouldn't it? Yeah. Planeswalker, creature, artifact, and land. I'd probably just straight lose if they had Casualties of War, actually. TBH. Okay. I can play this. Nah. Hmm. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna play Comma. They have to exile this, or I get to do this every turn. Or, I mean, just answer this first, right? And they're not white, so there's like Vraska's Contempt and stuff, but there's not too much they can have that um gets around indestructible here. I don't think there's any merit in tapping Phyrexian Tower. I could have with Kama. I don't think there's any reason to. Okay, so they turned off my Tamio. I do not have an answer to this. They don't have any amazing attacks, though. Do they even want to swing? Does that even make any sense? Just take it. Okay. I'm not under any, like, real pressure. Not really. Hour of Parmesan. Okay, so they can get not Field of the Dead. They can get 2 fetch lands, I guess. Hmm. I guess running Wilt isn't good either with Cascade. Just thinking about running that. Probably isn't the best. Alright, they figured out how to get to... No, they got a fetch land. Okay. Or they got a man land. That's pretty neat. Alright, I drew one of the best cards I could have drawn. Unfortunately, I can't do anything else in the same turn except swing for a trillion. So, alright. I swing for 6, and then the next turn cycle I swing for more than that. I don't think there's any merit in getting rid of this card, so... Man, they really don't want to block. I don't know why they want to keep this around. It's not really doing anything. Can I cast... Yeah, we can cast Gargaroth and not take ourselves off of this weird Spell Pierce thing. I'm still not going to deal with their lands on their upkeep. It's black-green. Like, if they're running... I don't even know. I don't know what... They can't even have any Planeswalkers because they played the Immortal Sun. There's like a weird Plague Wind. Exile all creatures and Planeswalkers with mana value 3. Okay, so... I can't counter it. Let's just tap this for mana. Make this indestructible. and then I can tap their lands now, so they can't take me off of this Spell Pierce thing if they want to use their mana right now, right? Like, if they go to the next phase to drop my green, if I float now and tap their lands to make them float, we both have to use them immediately. I suppose I'll just tap that. Is there any merit in tapping Gitrog monster? I don't think so. I don't think so. They can't swing with it or they're dead, right? I can just tap it next turn anyways. Okay, so we lose the elf, yeah. Now they have to spend their mana and then I can maybe hit something with this. Not terribly likely, but not impossible. Impossible. 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 mana, and their spells cost 1 less. So they basically have 8 mana. Grim Tutor, fine. I don't know what this could find that saves them. They go to 2. Not really relevant, but they're dead to everything. 1, 2. I could have countered it to restrict what they could find if it was a creature they were going to look for, because this can't counter creatures. But I don't think there's any creature I'm particularly scared of. Maybe there is. I don't know. Let's find out. I just can't be convinced to counter this. I can prey upon any creature they play too, right? Because it's got the fight part of it. Well, they found something worth casting. Lotus Cobra. Okay. They already played their land for the turn. Or one of their lands? Turn all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Okay. So now we counter with our floating mana. And we win. Yep. GG. 1, 2... How much mana? Let's see. They would have gotten back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They would have gotten back 6 lands. Floated 6 mana. I don't know what their hand looked like. But if it was another threat... Whatever's in their hand, they didn't cast with all the mana they had. So I don't really know. Like, if they got back that to do all this jank nonsense, it would just sort of redraw with some of these, like, fetch lands, right? Gitrog Monster would draw some cards, but they cast Grim Tutor, and if this was the best thing they could Grim Tutor for, I don't really know why they need to resurge and, like, start over with more mana. So it looks like they were in a position where they were looking for more than one card to come out of it, instead of just any one specific card. So, countering the pseudo draw 2 in the weird fashion is pretty good there, right? Alright. Let's see if we can beat it this time. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, so I'll keep... Well, all of these are decent, but I'll keep the one that I can cast if I inevitably lose this, so... Let's get rid of... Solve the equation? No, let's get rid of Titan of Industry. It's slow, it's probably never gonna resolve. It's not comma. Let's do that. Okay. Does this tap anything down permanently? No, it doesn't work like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Untap land, please. Hey. Gamma. Alright, don't specifically have removal. Nice. I'm not going to tap a land. Opponent gets rid of Jin-Gitaxias. Okay, cool. Would have been a pretty good blocker for the tokens. They don't have double white yet for Wandering Emperor or anything like that. Search for Glory. Alright, so they're going to get the Meekstone thing? Or the Might in Weak Stone? The Mightique Stone? Nope, they're going to get an Exile effect for Kama. Makes sense. I do have a counter spell for it, so hopefully it actually works. Draw 2, then discard 1, and make a Power Stone. Alright, the Power Stone doesn't let them like leave up any mana to actually cast Elspeth Conquers Death through a counter spell. Kama is just great. I love this card. The Teferi is also just dead. Crucible of Worlds. Did they play a fetch land? No, they didn't. That's an interesting one. Huh, that's a very interesting one. Alright, so first things first, let's just kill this Teferi. Can I tutor an extra turn and actually cast it? I can, but can I do it through Spell Pierce? You know what? Let's see what happens. Sweet. Alright. Didn't expect that to work. So now I go face. And I will upkeep tap one of their lands. Actually, let's run this out. Just so I have this looming threat in the game. So I will tap one of their lands after they choose what to do with Search for Iskanta. Alright, so let's tap you. Okay, and I'm not going to tap another one. They don't have double white. Yep, nice. They don't have double white. I think they messed up because they like went to play it super fast, it seems. Like land boom, but then they realized they didn't have double white, so they went with this. This isn't doing anything anyways. I did not have to counter this, right? Each instant sorcery has flashback. Okay, so they could flashback. Yeah, nothing in their graveyard is a problem. I did not have to counter this. I probably should not have countered it. I could have untapped, tapped this, and swung for this much. They've taken 12 because they block. I mean, killing this means I don't have to get rid of my Serpy boys. I don't know. Perfect answers. Very, very well showing from the Thalia deck for sure. I think that's a very favorable, I'm saying the word very a lot, yeah. It's a very, it's an incredibly good matchup too. Like a super good matchup. Hate to lose those. Okay, what the heck is this? Jeru and Hazaret. Okay. They mulligan to 6. I'm not going to cycle this. Maybe I should cycle it. I do... No, I have double green here. I'm not sweating it. Ornithopter of Paradise. You got it. So, do I play Gargaroth next turn? I probably should. Right? This is a problem for them, most likely. It's Stonewall's Hazard attacking me. Okay. Okay, doesn't Stonewall Hazard anymore. I also have a pretty good hand if I get more mana in play, so... Now that I have Kogla, I want even more mana. They can't equip the boots and play this in the same turn. Okay, no more Kogla. No more Kogla. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This makes it cost 2 more. Alright, if I find an untapped land, there still is Kogla. Looks like they're still going for it, though. It's probably what I would do. Probably. Pepper me for 4 damage. You got it. Didn't find the land, so I guess I'm just playing this. So if they find a land, they can... Wait, this is a treasure? No, it's not. They find a land, they can play this and equip it. But I can block it pretty well. Fabled Mirror Breaker. Ooh, cool. Alright, yep. Not really a surprise there. This has reach and is a 6/6. And I don't think a deck, some sort of red-white aggro deck, doesn't really do much when you play this. And I'm going to untap and play Kogla. I probably, in this instance, kill the Ornithopter. It's a flyer. It's a mana source. And if they want a mana source out of this, they have to kill it. It has to commit Sudoku into my Gargaroth. And I'm getting closer and closer to this. And once I get this into play, the game's over. I just steal all of their threats out of their graveyard. There's no recourse. This could probably hit me like twice, and I'm still fine at that point of matchups. Alright, so it's Thalia again. Let's see if we get our revenge. Again, I think it's a really good matchup. Really favorable. I have not played Wormcoil Engine yet. I haven't played it yet. Look at those tokens. Those thick boys. Alright, let's dodge some discard. Alright, I guess not. Oh, okay, fine. I mean, you have to name this, right? Yep. And you... Alright, I need one more green source for this, or one more land for this. If not, Girth Spiral. Girthy Spiral has to do something good. Probably, I mean, they have to get a land. They're probably going to get a land. Well, they have to. What up, pretty boy? Playing some Imoti. I am fresh out of blue ideas. Let's just get a bunch of green. Don't really need any more blue. There's so few cards in Magic that like interact with battles outside of like raw damage. It's kind of interesting. Okay, those are pretty good against me right now, but not the end of the world. I'm actually gonna do this. I don't want to play Wormcoil right now. This comes in tapped. I think I'll just play this. I don't really see a reason to grow Spiral and probably hit a land anyways, or miss a land and just hadn't played my ramp spell. So if they cast Thalia, I think I'm going to River's Rebuke them. It's weird. Everyone seems to run all the fetch lands, but Thalia doesn't trigger off of fetch lands. People see Gitrog Monster and maybe assume it does with all these, but it just doesn't work like that. I can lead with this. Brainstorm. Do I want to be like super dumb and greedy? Not really. This doesn't stop Imoti, as they're not even close to stopping it. So I can shuffle away stuff with Brainstorm and then cast this, right? I can have it hit Tamiyo specifically, but I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I kind of like my whole hand. They're deciding on which one to blow up. They blow up the one that replaces itself. Makes sense. Looks like they're getting just a basic, but they already played their land, and Thalia's not in play, so they can't play this land. It's stuck in the old hand. Okay, that makes me want to... No, I'm just going to go for this. I don't really care about this curse. Oh, hey, we got Uro. That's cool. Kind of far from casting it, though. Man, if this Stompy boy could have been doing stuff the whole game, that would have been awesome. Like, poking him. Just haven't gotten there. Was it 7? Yeah. They didn't get rid of this, so I assume there's a removal spell. No, no removal spell. So they didn't want to cycle this, but they didn't have an answer to this. That's a very strange decision. If you don't have an answer, you like really need to just get rid... Oh, no, they have an answer. Okay. Things make sense. It's kind of a weak answer, like a really weak answer, but it is an answer nonetheless. It's like the worst answer imaginable for them. Do I end step Brainstorm? No. Okay. So Worm Coil is a problem. Let's Brainstorm. Let's get rid of land and Eureka Moment? I don't have a shuffle effect, right? Am I close to casting Uro? Not really. Something like this. Play Tatyova. Land. And do I recovery anything now? 1, 2, 3. No, I can Balagate recovery next turn and mess up their Thalia, whatever they're going to do. I mean, they don't have much of a board presence, though. Alright, well, that got changed. That changed. They could develop quite a board presence now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't steal 10 life, I just lose 10 life. I don't know if there's anything better to hit other than that anyways. Like, this isn't a big deal anymore. They can't pay any life. Okay. I can get rid of their blockers and then poke them for 4. And then this gets even worse. Let's see. What am I... Oh, no. The land comes in tapped. Oh, that sucks. Never mind then. I guess I can't do anything cool. Can I River's Rebuke? I can. Suppose I'm basically forced to. Yep, they gain some life here. Oh boy. Yeah, no, battles will always exist. They're gonna battles will be in the game, and they're gonna add more as the game goes on. They will always be around. They won't be called sieges though. They'll be called something else apparently. Okay, I can River's Rebuke again and deal 8. Right? Do I have the mana for that? I do. Okay, can you beat a 3rd River's Rebuke? And going down to 3. Opponent says yes. Oh, right, the food again because of the goose. Okay. Fair enough. They didn't even think to take my creatures. Wow. What is that reanimating? Nothing? Okay. So I kill Thalia and the goose? They didn't activate Bankbuster in response. Okay, opponent just gave up, I guess. They didn't want to keep going, but they could have blocked and, what would they have done next turn? That was a crazy game, huh? They had a lot of stuff to do, but they can't use Citadel anymore, and they can't use Black Market connections. They don't have enough life. This wasn't reanimating anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess this had to deal with Tamiyo. Yeah, I mean, this just literally had to deal with Tamiyo, right? Otherwise, I'm, like, doing this, and then they're, like, sad. Yeah, alright. Cool. This deck is really fun and pretty good. You're not stuck playing against Tier 1 decks, I guess. You're not in the Tier 1 bracket. If you, let it be known, if you were in the Tier 1 bucket of commanders, this would not really be that great. Because you are just doing, you're like, you at that point, you might as well just play Keenan. You basically have to play Keenan. If you're up against Keenan every other game, they're doing the same thing you're doing, except way faster. So it's cool that you're not up there with them. This felt very strong. A blue-green, in general, is just really strong in a singleton format. It just consistently, you know, it has functional reprints all over the place with ramp spells and generic mana rampy nonsense. In the no counterspell style of blue-green, where you're just playing early ramp into like mid-game big stuff, it's just really consistent. It's incredibly consistent. Very good. You don't really need to draw a bunch of cards when all of your spells, all of your threats like come with extra cards. And even if those extra cards are just ramp spells, you can still use them to cast your commander over and over, which essentially draws cards. Every time you do that, right? You're pulling stuff out of your deck. You're getting closer and closer to scarier and scarier things. You have giant things that can just end the game on the spot, and they're pretty easy to cast. I don't like cantrips. I don't think you need them, so I weren't running any. And yeah, Kama was MVP for sure, but so was River's Rebuke. Guardian Project was not great at all. I didn't get to use Vorniclix, which is not really surprising. It's like super slow, right? Conduit of Worlds, I also didn't get to use this. Again, it's kind of like Guardian Project, where you cast it and you're staring at it, hoping your opponent answers something you've put in play for this to get value later. It's just, it's slow, but it does give you a layer of protection, right? They have to deal with this before they kill anything, because you just get it back over and over. So that is pretty cool. I don't think you should play fetch lands just because, excuse me, just because of this. And, what is it? Crucible of Worlds, the artifact that plays lands out of the graveyard. I don't think you should play the fetch lands just for that. Make your mana base a little bit slower because all the tap mana. Yeah, just don't play around. Don't get cute with your mana. Don't try to play tap lands, right? We got in trouble a couple times because of that. Don't try to drown your opponent in card advantage with just drawing a bunch of cards and stuff, because you just want to play a couple big threats, and that's usually good enough. And if you can do that very consistently, you know, at the price of just not playing a bunch of cantrips and stuff, then you probably should, because it works out every time. Well, it works out every time, sometimes. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this Imoti list. I imagine it's somewhat similar to most of them. There's only so many cards you can run, but I have seen a fair amount of differences between mine and others. But this one felt really good. If you can choose an actual ramp spell over a mana dork, you should, so they don't die to board wipes, you don't have to chump block with them, all that jazz. I think the actual land ramp is better than the creature ramp for that reason. As we saw in that last game, right, I bounced all my opponent's mana ramp. If it was actual land ramp, they might have just not scooped and kept playing, but it was all just non-land ramp. Other than mana rocks, right? But yeah, let me know what you thought about this list. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember, I stream on Twitch about 6 p.m. Eastern to whoever knows, about like 2 hours. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.